Wait! Before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable English PDF cheat sheets? Teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access. Hi everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alisha, and in this week's live lesson, we are going to talk about phrasal verbs you can use at the office. We're going to talk about phrasal verbs that are very common at work, but many of these are very, very useful in school situations and in daily life situations. I know phrasal verbs are a really, really difficult part of vocabulary to remember because there's so many kind of small differences. So I hope this lesson helps you to remember some really good ones you can start using today. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video so other people can find today's lesson. That would be great. Also, send a message in the chat if you are watching live, and I'll try to say hello there. While we wait for people to join us live, I want to remind you, if you have not heard about it, the team has a free ebook to help you practice vocabulary. You can check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. You will find, if you click that link, this free PDF ebook. This has the 2,000 core words of English. The core words of English are the most important words, the most commonly used words for everyday communication. So it's a great place to start. It's a great place to help you boost your vocabulary. This is free. If you have an account at EnglishClass101.com, great, you can download this now. Just log in and then come back to this page. If you have no account, you can make a free account with your name and email address and then come back to this page and get it for free. I'll remind you again later. So let's go with today's lesson. Let me check the chat quickly and then we're going to start talking because I have a lot. I always have a lot to cover, but today there's a lot to cover. Let's see who's in the chat. Hello, Natalie, hi, and Nazir, and Nas, Juan, Patrick, what's up? Anderson from Brazil, what's up? Facebook is still loading, I think. I will come back to you, Facebook. Okay, let's begin. We have so much to talk about. I want to start with part number 1 for today, everyday office activities. If you haven't, make sure to like the video so other people can find it, yeah? Okay, let's begin with the start of the day. I imagine this as the start of the day. In many jobs, the first phrasal verb, or maybe the first phrasal verb, is to clock in. To clock in means to begin your workday, but to register the time. So maybe that means you have a machine that checks the time when you start work, or maybe you have to use a computer and log in to work. So when you start work, when you register work, we call that clocking in, to clock in. So you can remember this because to clock in has the opposite when you leave work, to clock out. So when you clock out, you register the time you leave the office, okay? So this one means to register your time, to register your time. So your start time and your end time. To register, sorry, that's really difficult to read. To register your start time and your end time at the office, okay? So for example, we could say, clock in when you get to the office. Clock in when you get to the office. This is the command form here. Clock in means register your time when you get to the office. The opposite is clock out when you leave the office. Clock out when you leave the office. So clock in and clock out are the ways we start and end the workday. Okay, let's continue to part, well, number 2 in this list. Next is to set up. To set up. Notice there's a space here, yeah? To set up. 2 separate words. To set up means to prepare something, to get something ready for something else. We can use set up in many different situations. It's a very open meaning kind of phrasal verb. So to set up means to prepare something. So for example, we could say, let's set up workstations for the new staff. let's set up workstations for the new staff. Let's set up an area for our new staff members, right? We can also use it, for example, inside our computer environment. Like, let's set up the new software, meaning let's prepare the new software. Let's get it ready. You could say, let's set up the living room in the new house. You can use the phrasal verb set up to mean to prepare something or to get something ready. Like, let's set up for the party also. Just note, there is a space here. Set up with no space is a noun. That is different, okay? Sometimes there's a little bit of overlap. Okay, I see everybody saying hello. Welcome everyone saying hello. Hello, Luis, happy vibes. Anthony, Emmanuel, what's up? Emmanuel wrote, let's set up my room for sleep. So do you need to prepare your room in order to sleep? Do you? Maybe you do, I don't know. Maybe you have to, set up a futon bed or something. That could be. But in my case, I don't really need to set up my room for sleep. Maybe you're a little different. Okay, Natalie has a different phrasal verb. Did I put that one in here? No. Maybe that's over here? I don't know. Natalie wrote, I turn on the computer when I come to the office. Okay, good. That's correct. Alejandro, is this live? Yes, we've been doing this live stream for like 6, 7 years, I think. That's a long time. Anyway, yes, always live at this time every week. Facebook, hello, Adam, welcome. Okay, let's continue to the next one. To skip out. To skip out, and usually we use this with the preposition on. To skip out on something means like to pass on an activity, to not participate in an activity, but you are expected to participate in the activity. So let's look at the example sentence here. I'm gonna skip out on the afternoon meeting today. I'm gonna skip out on the afternoon meeting today. Here is the phrasal verb, skip out with on. So we often, very often, follow this pattern where we say skip out on noun phrase, the afternoon meeting today, okay? So this means to not do something or to not participate in something, but there's some expectation. So in this case, maybe usually you participate in the afternoon meeting, but today you just say, I'm too busy. I'm not going to participate in the meeting. So you can say, I'm going to skip out on the afternoon meeting today. You might also have heard the phrase like to skip work or to skip school. That means to choose not to attend, to choose not to go to school. We can also use this phrasal verb. You could say, I'm going to skip the afternoon meeting today. This skip out on is a little bit more casual way to say that. Okay. I don't see other examples yet. Hello, everybody who is still joining and saying hello. Let's continue to the next one. To head out, to head out. To head out means to leave a place. We can use to head out at the office in a very casual way. When you say, for example, it's late, I'm gonna head out. It's late, I'm gonna head out means it's late, I'm going to leave the office. You can also use this in casual settings. You can use this in your personal life. For example, at a party or an event, you can say, okay, it's time for me to go. I'm gonna head out, and you leave. That means the same thing. You can use this in many different situations, but this is a very common and casual way to say you are going to leave the office at the end of the day. So you can use this in many situations. Okay, Patrick wrote, is it correct? I'm clock in late today at my job. So I'm clock in. Remember, I know you know your grammar here, Patrick. So I'm is I am, right? This is a phrasal verb. So could we use the grammar I'm immediately followed by verb in the base form? We cannot, right? Say, I clocked in late today at my job. So to clock in, when you want to make this phrasal verb past tense, make this base verb past tense. I clocked in late at my job today. Okay. Let's continue to the last one. To call in or to call in sick. Usually we have this sick at the end. To call in sick. Often we say to call in sick for work or to call in sick for something. Okay. Here's the example. I have to call in sick today. So to call means to make a phone call to your office, or you can say, I have to write in sick, I suppose. Usually we say call in sick, like calling your boss or calling your teammates. This means you feel sick, okay, and you cannot come to work that day. You need to rest. Or you pretend to be sick as well. Maybe you want to take a day off and go somewhere. You think, oh, I'm going to call in sick today. I'll just say I'm not feeling well. So to call in sick means to report to your office and say, I can't come to work today, I'm sick. To call in sick, okay? All right. Mauricio wrote, when I stand in my office, is that skip out on? No. Oh, you mean if you stay in your office, but you go something? So to skip out on, maybe I'll put this here, means to not participate in something. So if you are at work, it's okay. For example, if you are very, very busy at your job that day, and there's a regular meeting, and you think, no, today's work is really, really important. I'm going to skip out on the meeting. It's okay if you are in the office, the same office. The meeting is in room A and your office is room B. That's okay. It means you are not participating in the activity. So to not participate in an activity. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. Some other examples. Mino wrote, I want to head out on time to take care of my lovely dogs. Nice one, to head out on time. Nice combination there, Mino. Great work. Mark on Facebook wrote, okay. Okay, Mark. Okay, let's continue. Oh, we finished part 1. I love that. Okay, so let's continue to a quick break, and then we'll talk about some meeting-related phrasal verbs, okay? So if you missed it earlier, I do want to remind you about this great ebook right here. If you have not heard me talk about it, this is a free ebook from EnglishClass101.com. This has the 2,000 core words of English. The core words of English are the most commonly used words for everyday communication. So if you want to study English and make sure you study the most important words first, go download this ebook. You can find the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, above the video if you're watching on Facebook. It's free. You just need an account at EnglishClass101.com, which is free. So go and get that downloaded to practice your vocabulary. La M-I-E on Facebook, to clock out. Can you explain it? Yes, so you can watch the video again because this is being recorded. To clock out means to register the time you leave work. To register the time you leave work. Okay, some other examples. Luis wrote, I wanted to set up the database server late so I could skip out on the virtual daily meeting. Good. Just one tiny change there, Luis, to skip out on. So almost always we say skip out on plus the noun phrase. Then it's perfect. Nice example. You put 2 in that sentence. Great. Okay, let's proceed to part 2, meetings. So here are some phrasal verbs that are common in meetings. First, to write down. To write down. This is maybe the most common phrasal verb for a meeting. It means to write or to take notes about a topic. Let's look at the example. He wrote down the details of the agreement. He wrote down the details of the agreement. So we can say just write or to take notes, right? So to write down, the image here is not just to write, which sounds like, for example, writing a book or writing a poem or writing an article. Sounds like at home, alone, I'm thinking and writing. To write down sounds like I listen to the information in the meeting or in the discussion, and I put that down on a piece of paper or in a computer. It's okay to use this for a computer also. To take notes on a computer, you can say, I'm going to write that down. It's okay. So writing with a pen or a computer is okay with this one. This one sounds like taking notes, to write down notes or to write down the information. In this case, he wrote down the details of the agreement. So to write down is a super common phrasal verb. You will hear this in school also. You can split this one. To write something, so to write something down is also okay to use. you may hear the command form, write that down. Can you write that down, please? Which means that thing I just said. Can you write that down? So that means please take a note about that. Okay? Juan, good question. Is it valid in a virtual environment, like taking notes from a virtual meeting? Yes, absolutely. You can, if you join like Zoom meetings or online meetings, someone will take notes. Your boss or your manager might say, like, someone write that down. Like, you can absolutely, it's okay to use that in a virtual meeting as well. Thanks very much. Manuel wrote, I tried to write down in the comments box. So write is a bit different from write down, yeah? So to write down sounds like taking notes, okay? You're listening to someone's information and then putting the information in a document or writing the information in a document. So in your example, Emmanuel, I tried to write in the comment box, but my phone went crazy. I would use write in that situation. You could say, I tried to write down some notes, or I tried to write down your words in the comment box, maybe. It sounds like you are listening to information and recording the information. That's the feeling with to write down. Okay? Elizabeth on Facebook, is write the most important of the meetings? So I would say there are many. I can't choose which is the most important verb in the meetings. There are many. So please study lots of verbs. But this one is very common, to record the information. Okay, let's go to the next one. To write up. To write up. You might notice. To write down means to take notes. To write up, the other direction now. To write up, let's look at the example sentence first, and then I'll explain. Please write up a list of tasks. Please write up a list of tasks. In this sentence, we have a list. So a list of tasks. We have a noun phrase after. This means to create something by writing. To create something by writing, okay? So this one does not sound like taking notes. This one, it's like taking the words in the air and putting them down. This, to write up, is like the opposite. We have a lot of information. Please create something with that information. So, to create a written document. To create a written document is the feeling here. So, you might see, document. So, to write up is something your manager or your coworker might ask you to do. Hey, can you write up a procedure for this task? Or can you write up the information about this client? It means please create a written document. And this sounds like it doesn't have to be amazing, beautiful, perfect. It's like, give us a little information, yeah? It's not like a formal proposal or a formal document, but we need some information. So please write up a noun phrase, a list of tasks. Please write up some ideas for the project. Please write up some information about the client. It sounds like, please give us some information. Create a document with some information. Okay. Let me see your examples. Natalie wrote, I write up some ideas for the project. Do you want to use that in past tense? That's okay. So maybe if that's a regular activity. Oh, you took it away. Okay. All right. Thanks for the question, Natalie, or the example. Let's go to the next one. Super common. Another super, super, super common one. Please write this down today. To check in. To check in. Let's look at the example. I'd like to check in about the project. I'd like to check in about the project. So in this example, I have about here. You might hear check in about. You might hear check in with as well. So you can use check in to mean I'd like to ask for a status update. I'd like to ask, so to ask for a status update or to receive a status update. When you use about, you follow it with the topic. I'd like to check in about the project. This means, please tell me the latest information, the newest information about the project. We can also use it with. I'd like to check in with you. In this example, we have with. When we use with along with check in, it means we want to have the update with a person. Notice we use a person. So check in with you, check in with the manager, check in with him or her. So these are the two maybe most common patterns to check in, to use with check in. It means to receive a status update or to get a status update. So you might say, can I check in with you about the agreement? I haven't heard from you in a while. It means, what's the status? That's a nice way to ask about the status. Okay? All right. Abhilash wrote, check in with me. Yes, so you might receive an email from your boss that says, hey, can you please check in with me today? It means I want some status updates from you. Okay? All right. Luis wrote, my colleague didn't check in to set up the database server, so I have to write up all the specifications also. Nice one. You're putting many in one sentence. Very nice. I see you. I see you. Okay. Juan, great point. Yes, it is different from check-in at the airport and check-in at the hotel. Great point. Yes, this check-in means receive a status update. When you go to the airport or hotel or maybe a different appointment, to check in means to present your documents or to arrive for a reservation, right? So this one is different. In a work situation, it means to get a status update. This one's a really good one. Okay, on Facebook, Getas wrote, I will check with the supervisor about the next task. Okay, so to check with is a little different from check in with. Maybe you want to say check in with. That would be perfect, Getas. I will check in with the supervisor about the next task. That would be great. And it's like check on. Check on is a little similar. It's like saying, I'm going to confirm that. Let me confirm that. Let me check on that. Yeah, it means I will go and get the information. So these are very similar. Great points, everybody. I love that. Okay. Nevian wrote, it's similar to check-in, to have a check-in meeting with the team. Yes, exactly. Great. You guys are so, great connections, everybody. I love it. But I have only a few minutes left, so let me continue. Thanks, Control Desk. I love to explain. Okay, let's look at the next one. To talk up. I wanted to include a couple dramatic phrasal verbs here so you can understand some of the office dynamics, office politics a little bit. This one, to talk up. Let's look at the example sentence. My manager talked you up at the meeting. My manager talked you up at the meeting. Here, I have split it. Talked you up. Notice it's here, past tense. So we can split this one. To talk up someone or to talk someone up. To talk someone up means to talk about someone in a very positive way. To make this person sound great. For example, if I want to talk about my coworker and I say, oh my gosh, my coworker does such a good job. They work so hard. They are so good at what they do. I think they're, such a great teammate. I talk them up. That's right. Control desk. My control desk person, all the control desk staff, really, really great team members. We love them, right? You guys don't see them, but they're great team members. So we could say, Alisha talked you up in the live stream. That means she made you sound really, really good. Yeah? So to talk someone up is usually a very good thing. Yeah? To make someone sound great. Then you can maybe see what this one means. To talk down, and we have a couple prepositions to look at here. To talk down to and to talk down about someone. Okay, so let's take a look at these two kind of different but related meanings. Don't talk down to someone means don't try to talk to someone like they are below you. So for example, maybe you've met a manager or even a teacher where they talk and you listen only. Like it sounds like they're above you, they're better than you. You are lower. It doesn't feel good, right? So we describe that as talking down to someone. To talk down to someone means to talk to someone in a disrespectful way, not respectful, to talk down to someone, okay? So to talk down about someone means the opposite of to talk up someone. So to talk down about someone means to talk about someone and say, that person is bad. It's a very negative thing to do. If you hear someone saying, oh, that person on our team, they're lazy, they can't do anything right, they always make mistakes, we could say, oh, she talked down about that person in the meeting, okay? So there are two different ways we can use to talk down. So to means the way of speaking. To talk down about someone means to describe bad characteristics of someone. So this one's 2 for 1. Okay, let me quickly check the chat and then, oh my gosh, we have to finish. Karvensky wrote, I write down notes. So I write down notes maybe as you teach us would be great. Or I wrote down notes during your lesson. So we can make that a little more natural. You got the idea of write down. Good job. Hello to everyone still joining. Patrick, is talk down kind of gossip? When you talk down about someone, yes, it can be gossip. It's usually not very productive, not helpful to talk down about somebody. Maybe you need to explain to someone that a person was very rude or maybe dangerous, but often it is about gossip. Okay, let's see. Facebook, Mengli wrote, can we say don't talk your employees down? Ooh, good question. Don't talk your employees down. I would say usually we don't split this one. Like we do split talk up, like to talk someone up. To talk your employees down, I feel we usually do not split this one. Usually it follows this pattern. Don't talk down to your employees or don't talk down about your employees. Okay. Others, okay, if I missed your comment, I'm very sorry. Let's go to the next one. I tried to get as many as I could. Let's finish quickly with some computer task vocabulary. Oh my gosh, I'm so late. First is to send over. Please send over the photos. To send over just means send. That's all. It means send. It just is a casual way to say send. Please send over the photos. Please send over the files. Please send over the ebook. Yeah? It means please email it to me or please mail it to me. Send over is a casual way to say send. That's easy, right? We love it. Very common though. The next one, to look into. To look into sounds like research, but light research. Here's the example. I'm looking into some equipment upgrades. I'm looking into some equipment upgrades. Means I'm searching for information about something, to look into. So if you say I'm researching equipment upgrades, it sounds like formal, kind of high level, very intense. But I'm looking into sounds like I'm just checking information. I'm getting some information. I'm writing down some information. Yeah, it's like light research. Very useful though. Let's look at this one. 2 for 1, a pair. To fill in and to fill out means to write the information in a form. For example, please fill out the application form. Please fill out the application form means please write your information in the application form. I'll say I've noticed in American English, which I speak, we tend to use fill out more. I've noticed in British English, maybe Australian also, I see fill in a lot of the time too. Please fill in and fill out. They mean the same thing. Write your information in it. Okay, next one. To plug in. This one is very important. To plug in means to connect the power to a machine on this side, and the wall. To connect the power means to plug in those two things. So this is the power cord, this is the wall. To plug in, yeah? So this one is very important, I know, to making sure your computer, your printer, your phone, everything is working correctly. I forgot to plug in my computer. It happens sometimes, right? So to plug in, this one's an important one. Get us, good one. To fill in can mean to replace or cover for someone. Yes, we can also use fill in to mean replace someone. Hi, I'm filling in for my coworker today. Or, hey everybody, I'm filling in for so-and-so today. Yes, to fill in can mean to replace someone else. Okay, And let me look at the next one lastly, and then I'll check the chat real quick. Sorry to go quickly with this last group. To pull up, to pull up. Let's look at the example. Can you pull up the latest version of the document? Can you pull up the latest version of the document? In a computer situation, this means, like in a meeting, please open the file on your screen so we can look at it together. Okay, so this one has a lot of information. Please open the file. Like, we want to look at the file. Can you pull up the document? Can you pull up the graphic design? Can you pull up the proposal? Means, can you please open that file because we want to look at it together. So to pull up has a different meaning than, say, for example, cars. When you pull up next to someone at a stoplight, very different meaning. To pull up a document means to open a document on your computer. Very common one. Okay, we got through all of it. Let me check the chat really quickly and then we'll finish. Oh my gosh. Erase Higuera on YouTube wrote, is it correct to say, someone pulled me into a meeting? Yes, use past tense. Someone pulled, add ed there, someone pulled me into a meeting. That means I was not in the meeting, someone requested me and said, please join the meeting. Ugh, and I went. So you can say, pulled me into a meeting. Phew, the Black Eagle, my coworker forgot to plug in the photocopier. Great one. Others, let's see, I'm trying to see people I have not seen yet. Get us, pull up a side on Facebook. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Maybe pull up a slide? I'm not sure what you mean by pull up a side. If you have a different sentence, maybe that would help. Emmanuel wrote, I plugged in my phone. It was on low battery, or it had a low battery. Good, okay. Phew, that's all I see right now. Let's finish there because time is running out. I will make a QR code if you want to get the notes from today. I think it's this button, share by QR code. I will make it an image. Oh, there's a blank one there. We don't need that. Image. Now, if I create this, up, it's creating. So get your phone ready if you want to take a picture of today's stream. There you go. All right, there is today's lesson notes if you want to make a copy of them for your records. You can check it out later. Oh my gosh, how do I exit this? There we go. Okay, great. So that's all that I have time for today. I hope that you found some good phrasal verbs you can use right away. I know phrasal verbs are difficult, but it's one thing that's best to practice. I also recommend reading. Do a lot of reading to make sure you understand natural ways to use phrasal verbs. So that's all for today. For this week, I'll be back next week. Oh my gosh, next week's lesson topic. Where did you go? Next week, I'll be back. Ah, yes. Oh, next week is going to be really fun. I planned a lesson for how to talk about appearance and style, and we're going to use some slang. I'm also going to try to talk about some recent vocabulary words from the last year or so that we use to talk about our appearance, so hairstyle, fashion, and so on. How do we say, oh, he looks good or she looks good, and how do we understand modern or more recent slang words? So that will be really, really fun. So please join me for that next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. If you don't know your local time, use your amazing Google skills or set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube so you get a pop-up when we start. So I'll say goodbye for today. Thank you so much to everybody who joined me this week. As always, thanks for your great questions and your great examples. I love that. So amazing. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to get the free ebook. You can find the link for that in the YouTube description up here or down here. Go crazy. Download that. So have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you again next time. Bye. Hi everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alisha, and in this week's live lesson, we're going to talk about explaining your personal style and appearance. And we're also going to use some key slang expressions that you might have already seen on social media in the last couple of years. So I hope this is a really fun lesson and also can help you when you're shopping or when you're looking for opinions from other people. So as you join, please, please, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video because it helps other people find the lesson. If you're watching live, send a message in the chat too. I'll come and say hello in just a moment. Some people are already joining. I'll be there in just a second. While we wait for everyone everyone to join us live, I have one quick announcement about this banner at the bottom of the screen that says, get your free worksheets. We have a bunch of free PDF worksheets at EnglishClass101.com. You can see a picture of it here in the banner. If you have not checked the link below the video or above the video, YouTube, Facebook, recently, you should check it because the team has added new PDF workbooks. There are some about different topics, of course, like holidays, weather, travel, but the team has added some that are dialogue practice as well. For example, making a phone call. So check out the PDFs from the link below the video or above the video. We'll show you a screen that you can see all of the details from in just a minute. So I'll remind you again later, but make sure to check that out. Okay, let's get into today's lesson then. Hello everybody joining. Hello Kishore and Victor and Bruno on the YouTube chat. Hi. And on Facebook, hello, I cannot read your name. It is written in a language I can't understand, but welcome. Okay, as you join, send a message and we'll get to your messages as they come in. Let's begin though, because I always talk too long. So let's start with today's first topic. The warm-up for today when talking about your personal style is answering the question, what is your style? How would you explain your style? I have 2 sample sentences you can use and some sample vocabulary words to help you get started. So this is the first pattern I want to practice. My style is usually blank. My style is usually blank. For example, my style is usually casual. My style is usually casual. So in this blank here, we want to use an adjective. Right here will be an adjective. I have some examples here in green, okay? My style is usually casual. So casual. Today I'm kind of casual, semi-casual, maybe business casual. So today I want to help you understand we can put together adjectives to help us make more detail about our style. So casual, we might also say business casual to talk about casual with a little feeling of business. Or maybe my style is usually very corporate. My style is usually very corporate. Corporate. Maybe you know the word corporation. Corporate sounds like a big business. So think about people who wear suits, like a nice suit to the office, or who wear a nice, very, very nice, maybe expensive clothing to the office that's perfectly made just for their body, like a necktie or a nice skirt and high heels. So a corporate style is something that you might see in like TV shows a lot. Like when you watch TV shows about banks and lawyers, that kind of thing is corporate style. Okay, so we can think about casual and corporate as like opposite sides of the spectrum. Yeah, so you can put in the chat what your style is, you think. I'll give you some more examples and then we'll go to pattern 2. Down at the bottom here, I have a few key example words you can use to talk about your style. And of course, there are other words too. So we talked about casual, of course, and we talked about corporate as well. But some other things we can use to talk about our style, I've got this one, vintage inspired. Vintage inspired. Vintage means something that is old. Something from before your time. So if you were born in, let's say, like, I don't know, 2000, you might think of a different time as me for vintage. I was born much before 2000. So you might think of something vintage as maybe from 1990, which is crazy to me. But I might think of something vintage as from the 60s or the 70s. And someone who was born in the 60s or 70s might think of something much earlier as vintage, okay? So something that is vintage is something that feels old to us, okay? Then I've included this part here, vintage inspired. Vintage inspired. This is something you can add to the end of these adjectives to mean it feels a little like that, or you have some influence from this. So something that is vintage means just old, but something vintage inspired means you took some inspiration, you took some ideas from old things and made them yours, yeah? So inspired is a really popular way to describe something that's a little old and something that has a little bit of new things in it. So blah, 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 inspired, okay? Let's look at the next category, or the next column. Next is Gothic. I put Gothic in here. So Gothic is usually, the idea of Gothic is people dress all in black, all in black. Maybe they have a chain, maybe they have big metal spikes or something, and maybe their face makeup is very, very white with like black eyes and black lips, maybe. That's a very maybe intense kind of Gothic style. But Gothic, I know there are many different levels to Gothic. The feeling with a Gothic style is it's darker, usually lots of dark colors like dark purples, maybe dark blue and black, and usually the mood is very dark also of that style. But I've seen, for example, makeup styles that are very like soft and feminine but dark. So you might have a Gothic style, okay? Next one is streetwear, streetwear. So I want to talk about this one. We have streetwear. Streetwear means the type of clothes, yeah? But you might say more street style. You might describe your style as street style, or that you like street wear, yeah? So if you like to wear kind of those cool, like underground, for example, like skate or snowboard, or kind of like underground fashion brands that have like t-shirts and baggy clothes, you might describe your style as street style, yeah? So this is kind of a common way to express that, just street style, or you can say, I like street wear, all right? Last one here, of course there are more, is sophisticated, sophisticated. So a sophisticated style sounds like you know and understand fashion trends. You pay attention to magazines, you want to understand the different looks that are popular at that time, and you make sure to choose clothes that fit your body very nicely. So men and women can be sophisticated. Also, sophisticated does not mean expensive. It means you look very nice and put together. Everything goes together nicely. Yeah? Regal and feathered. I love that. Nice control desk. Okay? So these are a few words you can use to describe your style. So we'll go back up here. My style is usually casual, like maybe on your days off, right? So how do we express that we have different styles for different days of the week? Yeah? We can say, at work or school, my style is blank, but on my days off, it's blank, okay? So this can help you to express the two sides, maybe, of your personal style, yeah? So at work or school, my style is, let's say, my style is corporate again. So at work, my style is corporate, all right? But on my days off, it's, let's say, vintage inspired, right? It's vintage inspired. So we can use a pattern like this to express different feelings and different personal styles on different days. Okay? All right, I'm coming to check the chat. Hello, everybody who's joining. Stalin just wrote, I dress with style. Okay, that's kind of vague, right? We don't understand your style. If you say, I have good style, it's like, what does that mean? We don't know your style, right? We know you think it looks nice, which is great. Love the confidence. But how do you explain your style to someone else, right? What keywords can you use, okay? Okay, good, some examples are coming in. Bruno wrote, at work, my style is usually casual. Nice, so you have a casual office, that's great. Patrick wrote, on my days off, yeah, on my days off, I usually have rock and roll style with t-shirt, rock band, and jeans during at work. Okay, try this pattern, Patrick, you're very close. So you want your prepositions. On my days off, I usually have a rock and roll style with a rock band t-shirt. So put the rock band before the t-shirt, yeah? Put the adjective, the thing describing the noun first. And jeans, so during, at work. So get rid of during, right? Just use either at work or during work, right? And I have a corporate style, yeah? So if you want to use that kind of sentence pattern, I have a corporate style. Okay, let's see what else. Bruno wrote, oh, on my days off, it's streetwear. Nice one, okay. Carlos wrote, my style is grungy most of the time. Okay, grunge. So grunge is kind of like a, imagine like Nirvana, maybe? Nirvana, like, you know, kind of the late 80s, early 90s rock band style. That's the image of grunge style. So it's not quite streetwear. It's more like relaxed and kind of a little angry, maybe, is the image of grunge style, okay? All right, that's all I see now. So let's take a super quick break. In case you missed it, the team has free PDF worksheets for you. Please check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. There is a PDF group of like, I don't even know, how many are there now? There's so many. Look, you can see on the screen. There's so many PDFs now the team has added here. If you have not checked this page, or if you have never checked this page, go there now, or go there after the live stream. You can download all of these. You don't have to choose only one. You can download all of these for free. So you just need your name and an email address to make a free account at EnglishClass101.com. Then come back to this page and you can download everything. So there's tons and tons, so much good information there to help you with vocabulary and with conversation. So check it out. Okay, let's continue. If you haven't, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video so other people can find today's lesson. That'd be super cool. Okay, let's go to part 2. In part 2, we're going to talk, I've chosen what, 4? Yes, 4 key verbs that I think are really important to know for appearance and style, and not only clothing. Yeah, we use these to talk about like, well, everyday situations in your house, in the office, okay? So let's take a look at these 4 key words, because you might find, especially with this last one, a word that has a meaning totally new to you, okay? So let's begin. First one, to look good. To look good. This means the appearance is nice, all right? This is a very important one to know because you should know how to give a nice compliment. So let's take a look at how we use this. First, you look so good in that dress. You look so good in that dress. All right, so you is our subject, yeah? You. And look, plus here I have so, we can remove that if we want to. You look good in that dress. You look good in that dress. Let's take a couple notes here. Our preposition is in. You look good in that dress. We do not use the preposition on for this, or at, right? We must use the preposition in for our clothing, yeah? Like, you look good in that shirt, or you look good in those glasses. You look good in that suit. Use in for the clothing someone is wearing, because that person is inside the clothing, right? Maybe that helps you, okay? Second, you look good, right? So we have subject and look. This verb must match the subject. You look good, right? You look good. We can finish there. Wow, you look good. Great, perfect sentence. If you don't want to worry about the preposition. You look good, he looks good, okay? You can add this for the clothing if you want to make it specific, okay? So this is fine. Now, however, let's swap the sentence around. I'll show you what I mean. That dress looks so good on you. That dress looks so good on you. Same verb, right? We have look good. So our subject is that dress, it, right? That dress looks, all right? Don't forget this S, don't forget this S. That dress looks, because our subject is it, right? That dress, it looks, right? You look, it looks, right? This S is such a common mistake among learners. Don't be one of them. You can do it. You can remember. Just practice it out loud. That dress, that shirt looks so good. That dress looks so good. He looks so good. She looks so good. This S, so many learners forget it. So please practice it. Starting now, start practicing it out loud, okay? So we have so, again, we can remove so. And again, we have good. Now, though, look at the end. On you. On you. Okay, so these two sentences mean the same thing, right? You look so good in that dress, and that dress looks so good on you. They're just the opposite, right? However, notice the focus is different. The subject of the first sentence is you. That means you are the focus, yeah? in the second sentence, the subject is the dress, that dress, right? So when you want to focus on the person, use the first pattern. When you want to focus on the clothing, use the second pattern. Also, notice the preposition change. Ta-da! That dress looks so good on you. Remember how I said we use in for the person inside the clothes? Now, because the subject is the dress, we use the preposition on before you, because now our subject is on top of, right, the person, yeah? So, that dress looks so good on you, or that suit looks so good on you. Those glasses look so good on you, yeah? So, when you want to focus on the clothing or the accessory, use on. When you want to focus on the person, it looks, you look so good in that, okay? 2 small points, yes, but very important ones, yeah? So try to be accurate. Let's see what the chat says. Black Eagle wrote, my mom looks so good in that outfit. Great, good one. Bruno, you look so good in that shoes. Close. You look so good in those shoes. So in this sentence, I have a singular noun, in that dress. If you want to use a plural, like shoes, make sure you have a plural here too. You look so good in those shoes. You look so good in those glasses, yeah? When you have a plural here at the end, you need to make sure this part also matches. Same here. Those shoes look so good on you. So keep in mind singular and plural, okay? Yes, Control Desk has another point, or that pair of shoes, you could say, if you want to keep it singular. Okay, what else do we have? I don't see anything on Facebook. What's going on, Facebook? Somebody is just writing a random, are you a bot on Facebook? Somebody writing weird names in the Facebook chat today? I don't know. Rafika wrote, my style is casual, Alisha. Great. Okay, I see you. Awesome, casual. Let's go to the next one. That was a long explanation, but very important. The next key verb here is to suit. To suit. All right, this one is super useful. To suit means to be appropriate. To be appropriate. Let's look at the examples and then we'll break it down. That hair color suits you. That hair color suits you. This means that hair color looks nice on you, or that hair color looks so good on you. So what happened here? That hair color is our subject here. That hair color suits you. All right? So that means the subject is appropriate or is a nice choice for you. Easy, right? That hair color suits you. Oh, that dress suits you. That suit suits you. So you could use it with a suit, right? Oh, that haircut suits you. Means it is appropriate. It looks nice on you. This is another way to give a compliment. However, we can use this in the negative form. For example, Gothic styles don't suit you. Gothic styles don't suit you. So here we have the subject, Gothic styles. Remember we talked about Gothic in part 1, all black usually. So Gothic styles don't suit you. That means it does not look nice on you. Like it does not match your style, okay? So that doesn't, or don't in this case, suit you, okay? Gothic styles don't suit you. Or you could say about yourself, Gothic styles don't suit me, right? Gothic styles don't suit him or her. So use you, me, him, her, right? To express personal style there. All right. Let me check your examples. Marion on Facebook wrote, those glasses suit you. Perfect. Nice one, Marion. I hope I said your name correctly. Oh my gosh, how does time always go so quickly? Thank you, Control Desk. Victor, when you wear black and sandals, you look so good. Nice example sentence. Renee wrote, the makeup looks so good on you. Nice example, Renee. I love that. Let's continue because I'm already running out of time. The next one is to match. To match. Okay, we're going to look at to match and to go, kind of as a set, because these are important to understand. To match first. To match means to be exactly the same. Two things, usually, that are exactly the same, okay? So, these socks don't match. These socks don't match. That means this sock and this sock are different, right? Usually, we want our socks to match, yes? Two of the same sock. Maybe you have a different style than me. Usually, we want our socks to match. These socks don't match. Means these socks are not exactly the same, okay? So, don't match. I have the negative in red here. Let's compare to a positive. My shirt matches my pants. My shirt matches my pants. My shirt here is my subject. Matches is my verb. My pants, okay? That means these two are the same. So when I say the same, I mean they have the same pattern, the same color, the same look, the same feel. It's like one set, right? Pants and shirt are the same set, right? My shirt matches my pants. Now, match means to be exactly the same. You may hear, and you will hear, the verb go, also used to talk about this kind of matching sort of feeling. So, to go, this is probably a new use of the verb go for many of you. To go means to appear nicely together. To appear nicely together. Let's look at how we use go like this in a sentence. This does not mean go somewhere, okay? This does not mean go somewhere, okay? Let's look. Those shoes go perfectly with your suit. Those shoes go perfectly with your suit. Here's our subject, those shoes, yeah? Go. In this case, I included perfectly. That means it's perfect. Looks so good. 100% perfect. Perfectly with is our preposition, and then we have your suit, okay? So what are we talking about together? We have those shoes and your suit, right? So the shoes and the suit go perfectly. That means they look nice together. They look nice together. Go does not mean the same as match, okay? The shoes and the suit are not exactly the same. However, they look good together. We use the verb go to talk about this. Those shoes go perfectly with your suit. We use this preposition with here, all right? So for example, we could say, your shirt goes perfectly with your pants, yeah? Your shirt goes perfectly with your pants. I love it. Great look, okay? Let's look at a negative. That bag doesn't go with this look. That bag doesn't go with this look. So for example, if you have a all blue look, or maybe that's a bad example. Let's say you have a really colorful look, but your bag is also like super, super colorful and different colors. Maybe it's really strange, yeah? So that bag, subject, doesn't go negative with this look. So here I've used look, right? Look means your appearance that day. So today my look is all black right now, yeah? Not gothic, just all black, right? It's easy. It's nice to present in, right? So we can use go with something to talk about appearing nicely together. Let me check the chat. Marion wrote, I lost it. Sorry, Marion, I just lost your comment. It went away. Judith wrote, my shoes match my blouse. Perfect. Do they really? That means your shoes and your blouse have the same pattern. Is that true? That's amazing. I've never heard of that, that your shoes and your blouse are the same pattern. Is that true? Maybe you mean my shoes go with my blouse? Yeah? This is where we have some confusion. Use match only if they are exactly the same. Okay? Okay. Let me check your questions. Valen wrote, does socks don't match mean that the socks are of different colors? Yes, it can mean. Or maybe you have a black sock that is short and a black sock that is long, right? They are not the same. When you have a sock, when socks match, the two socks are exactly the same sock, right? Two of exactly the same. That's matching, yeah? Or for like shirt and pants, it's like one set you buy together. Okay, that's match. All right, phew, let's go to the last part because I'm late. All right, some people are writing sentences about match that I don't think are correct. Match means they are exactly the same. Probably Your hat does not match your pants. Probably, right? It means they are exactly the same. You probably want to say go. My hat goes with my pants. Means they look nice together, okay? This is why I wanted to discuss this point, okay? So if you have the same pattern, exactly the same pattern, floral, like flower pattern on your shirt, flower pattern on your pants, flower pattern on your hat, great. And it's exactly the same flower pattern. Sorry, I don't have pictures of this, but that's okay to say match. If they do not have the same pattern, they do not match, okay? This is different. Let's go to the last part because I'm out of time. Let's talk quickly now about some vocabulary and some key slang words. So vocabulary, I wanted to review some adjectives. This part's quick and easy. And how to say that someone appears this way. So we have some key adjectives we use to describe somebody when they look nice. We talked about this expression, to look good. We can also use these very basic patterns. You look so blank. Or he, she looks, don't forget this S, he, she looks blank. For example, we have cute, you look so cute, or you look so cute in that dress, or you look so cute in that hat, right? You can say hot, he looks so hot, or she looks so hot in that dress. He looks so hot in those pants, right? We can use this to talk about celebrities or someone we see across the room or our partner. We love good compliments, right? Elegant also is a great one. Elegant, this is a good pronunciation point for many people. Elegant, elegant, yeah, elegant. Don't mispronounce. Sometimes people struggle with this and it sounds like arrogant. Elegant, practice that L sound, yeah? Elegant. Of course, we have beautiful and we have handsome as well. Usually we say beautiful for women and handsome for men, but we can also talk about we can also say like, oh, like he looked so beautiful to describe a certain feeling. Or maybe sometimes you'll see people describe women as handsome, often if they have a more masculine trait about them too. So we can use them in flexible ways. That's okay to do. Okay, let's go to the last part because I'm out of time. Oh my gosh, quickly, some slang. Let's talk about some fun slang. First, I have the word baddie here. Baddie. This is a noun. This one is a noun. You will see this one used a lot to talk about usually women, perhaps some men too, but usually women are described as a baddie. This is usually someone who's very hot, and often she has like an Instagram or TikTok account where she posts just hot pictures. Yeah, that's a baddie oftentimes, honestly, if I'm being direct. So it's not bad to be a baddie. This is not bad at all. But the image, sometimes the feeling is that a baddie just wants to look good on Instagram. It's kind of the feeling sometimes. But of course, that's not true for everybody. That you might hear people say, oh, like my friend, he's dating a baddie, or he's dating an Instagram baddie, which sounds like she looks good on Instagram a lot, but maybe we don't know her real life look. Okay, so baddie is a new kind of slang word we see. The next one is sick. This is old. This is an old slang word that comes from kind of streetwear, skate communities. Sick means good. Sick means cool. Sick means awesome. I like it. That's sick. Like, where'd you get that hat? That's sick. Where'd you get those shoes? Those are sick. Something that is sick is good. It does not mean you caught a cold. Something that is sick for your appearance is a compliment. That's a good thing, all right? Thanks, Control Desk. Gnarly dude. Yeah, getting into old slang now, all right? Let's go to the next one. I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, this one, we're getting into some younger slang here now. The younger, like Gen Z, likes to use phrases like I'm dead, right? Which means they're like, they really like something a lot, like laughing a lot, or you think that something is so good, you're like, oh my gosh, I think that's so amazing, I died, is kind of the feeling here, right? Obviously I'm over-explaining it, but check the YouTube comment sections of like your favorite vloggers, check your favorite Instagrammer, like English-speaking Instagrammers comment section, especially the younger ones, and you will probably see I'm dead, which means that they are like they think something is super, super good. Okay, so I'm dead is also now a compliment, usually, okay? Sometimes it can mean I'm dead because this was so bad, but oftentimes, usually, it is used to mean a good thing. Okay, next one is I can't with. I can't with. This is followed by a noun phrase, like, oh, I can't with this lecture, or oh, I can't with this guy. It means that I am frustrated with this, or I don't like this thing very much. Yeah, I can't with noun phrase. And you can also use this to talk about personal style, like, oh, I can't with this bag. Okay, so it's kind of strange, I know, but you might also hear people use this to talk about personal style. Okay. Finishing up, number two, this column 2, to rock. This is another old one, old slang term, but it's still used. To rock means to wear in a cool way. Like today I'm rocking these sunglasses, right? We could say today I'm rocking these shades, or today I'm rocking this shirt, today I'm rocking this pair of shoes, right? So to rock means to wear something in a cool way. And lastly, dope. Dope. Like sick, dope means cool. Hey, that's dope. Oh, that hat is dope. Where did you get it? Those shoes are dope. Where did you get those, right? So dope, sick, cool, awesome, all compliments. All come from kind of street style speaking. Okay, we have to finish. I'm late as usual. So we'll finish there for today. If you want to take a picture of today's live stream, I will make a QR code for you now. I've learned to make it an image. There we go. So let's get out of the way so you can scan that. This is today's lesson notes if you would like to get those on your phone or on your computer. Hooray, we love that. Okay, so I have to end there for today. Oh my gosh, today went so fast. I'll be back next week, of course. Next week's lesson topic is what? I have forgotten, but please join me again next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, use your Google skills or set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube. Next week, we're going to talk about how to predict the future and make guesses. That's going to be fun, okay? That's always a really fun lesson, actually. So please join me next week to predict the future. Also, don't forget, if you haven't, now is a great time. The stream is ending. Go check the link below the video to get these free PDF worksheets. You can go download all of them. Just go there. You can make your account now for free. They're all at EnglishClass101.com. Go crazy. Download all the PDFs and get some good practice in. All right. I'll say goodbye for today. So thank you so much for joining me this week. Thanks for your great questions and example sentences. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you again next time. Bye. Hi everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alisha, and in this week's live lesson, we're going to talk about how to predict the future and make guesses. By this, I mean we are going to practice grammar you can use to share your guesses and your predictions about the future. We are also going to talk about some key vocabulary words you can use to be more clear about the type of guess that you make. So make sure to join this one to boost your vocabulary for future tense situations and to practice using going to and will for these kind of mysterious ideas you have about what's coming up. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so other people can find today's lesson. Send a message in the chat and I will come to check live in just a moment. But while we wait for everyone to join us, I want to talk about this big banner at the bottom of the screen that says the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday sale. Oh my gosh, the team has created a sale on EnglishClass101.com. You can find the information from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube or above or to the side if you're watching on Facebook. You will find the information about this one Wednesday and Thursday and Friday until next week, until July 25th. So make sure to check it out. There's a 45% off sale on these days. So make sure if you want to start at EnglishClass101.com with more of my lessons, with all of the different study tools we have, go check now. This is a great time to start. If you have been thinking about it, now is a chance. Okay, great. So I think some people have joined. Welcome everybody on YouTube. Hi, Victor, Natalie, Kishore, Patrick, Emmanuel, Erickson, Nevian. Hello, everybody. I don't see anyone on Facebook yet. Maybe Facebook is joining. We'll see. Let's begin now. So let's get started because as always, I have a lot to talk about today. So today I want to begin with some key vocabulary words. I have chosen 6 key verbs that are very important to know. And it's really important to know the differences between these because these words are used a lot in the news to talk about what's coming up in the future. So let's break these down and you can send your examples in the chat. I'll try to check live as always. Okay, let's begin with the first one, to guess. Today's basic verb, to guess. To guess means to form an opinion without much information. So when you have a little information and you think, I think this is going to happen, maybe, that's a guess. We don't know 100%. It's just a feeling that we have. So when somebody says, what are you going to do this weekend? You could say, I guess I'm going to go to the beach. Or, I guess I'm going to do something. We have this use for guess, to guess, as in we don't really have a plan. But we also use this when we report information, like he guessed about the sales for next month, or the CEO made a guess about the project, which means they don't have a lot of information. I also just noted, or I also just used this as a noun. So we can use this as a verb and as a noun. Both are okay to use. So to guess as a verb, guess as a noun is okay. All right. Let's continue to the second kind of base verb for today's lesson, to predict. To predict. The noun form is prediction. So to predict means to form an opinion using data or other information. Okay? So when we predict something, we have some knowledge about that topic. So for example, when we predict the economy in our country, right? We think, okay, I can see, money is going up and down and company performance going up and down. So we make a guess, but we use information and we use data. So we call that predicting something. So in a sentence, we would say, he correctly predicted the economy's changes this year. Or they didn't predict the sales for this quarter. So that means they did not guess the sales, or they did not correctly guess the sales. So predict is like guess, but we have information to help us with that. Sometimes you might hear predict used in very mysterious situations. For example, someone who reads palms, like checking the lines on your hand to guess your future. We might use the verb to predict for that, like she predicted my future. So you might hear it used you might hear predict used in these mysterious kind of spiritual situations also. But in the news, it usually means to use some information to make a guess. Okay? Great. Let me come and check the chat. I don't see any examples yet. Hello, everybody who is joining right now. Hi, Valen, Tamina, Carlos. Someone from Thailand, what's up? Mauricio from Colombia, and Andres, hola, hello. Oh, on Facebook, Abdullah, hello, welcome. Okay, let's go to the next verb, to bet, to bet. Maybe you've heard the slang word bet, this is related. To bet as a verb, and we have the noun, which is a bet. To bet means together with another person, you guess an outcome. Okay, so sports is a very common example of this. For example, when you and your friend are watching, let's say, football, and you think team A is going to win, and your friend thinks team B is going to win, you say, I bet team B is going to, or I bet team A is going to win. Your friend says, nah, I bet team B is going to win. And then you say, no, I bet, let's say, $10 team A is going to win. And they say, okay, I'll take that bet, which means now both people agree to watch the game And the winning team, gets money from the losing team, okay? So that means if team A is the winner, my friend gives me $10. If team B is the winner, I give my friend $10. So this process, this is called a bet as a noun, and we use the verb to bet to describe this agreement, yeah? So we often say, I bet blah, blah, blah is going to happen. So it does not always mean we're going to give money, but sometimes it does. When you play a game or when there's sports involved, it often means there is money involved. So when we bet, it means there's like a competition for the outcome, for the result of that, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is to speculate. To speculate. This one is so important to know because this happens in the media a lot. To speculate means to imagine an outcome, to imagine the result of something, but with very little information. So that means we have, like, for example, just a 3-second video clip or a 5-second video clip, and we imagine what happened after the clip. That's called speculating. So the noun is speculation. As a verb, we say to speculate. So in the news, you might say something like, that article speculated about the outcome of the election. So that means there's a little information only, but we imagine the outcome. So this is like a guess. It's like making a guess, but usually it's like a bigger guess. We are imagining the situation. We are imagining the outcome scenario, yeah? So to speculate is very common in the news these days, in the media. Okay, let's see the next one. Emmanuel, you've got a bunch of examples. I bet, maybe I bet so much money for team B. And when you use, thank you for your example sentence, Emmanuel. When you use the verb to bet, we use the preposition on, to bet on team A, or to bet on the outcome. So I'll add that as a note here. To bet on something, or to bet on someone. Our preposition in this case is on. So thank you very much for your example there. To bet on someone, or to bet on something. Okay, let's continue to the last two. The last two, the first is to anticipate. To anticipate. The verb to anticipate means to expect something to happen. So it's like we predict, right? So we have information and we expect that thing to happen or to occur, yeah? So we anticipate is something you might see in company reports, like for example, a big company talks about their plans for the year, or they talk about their predictions for the year. Like Apple might say, we anticipate like 1 million sales of the new iPhone this year, for example, right? So we anticipate means we expect and we have some information to make this guess about the future, yeah? You could say, yes, we predict that there will be 1 million sales of the iPhone. Anticipate is kind of like we feel strongly, or we have some ideas that make us believe this is true, yeah? So it's a little bit stronger than just a prediction. Okay, last one then, to forecast. To forecast is very important because we see it used for weather news every day. The weather forecast means the weather's predictions, the predictions about the weather, what is going to happen that week for the weather. So we use this to mean to expect an outcome based on information. So you see this used a lot for the weather and also for like sales data, anything that has numbers. We often use forecast to talk about that. So forecast and anticipate, they both give us information, or they both help us explain our strong ideas about the future outcomes with some data, yeah? So these two, anticipate and forecast, usually have some information behind them, but to speculate usually does not, or has very, very little, okay? So they sound big, right? They sound fancy, but speculate means little information. It's a big problem in the news and social media. Anticipate and forecast sounds more like there's some data or there's a reason behind it. Okay, so these are our key words for today. Let me check your examples. Erickson wrote, I bet he will win in the competition. Nice example, nice use of bet there. Mino wrote, these days people speculate things on YouTube with short films. Yes, so we often use also to speculate about. I will add a note to this one. Thanks for your example, Mino. To speculate about something. So people speculate about about politics, or people speculate about conspiracies or some crazy stories, right? To speculate about something is how we use speculate. Nice one. Emmanuel wrote, I bet, so we don't need to there, yeah? I've just put the infinitive. I bet on Team B, and no article, no the there. I bet on Team B, right? Base noun phrase. Okay, Natalie wrote, the observatory predicts a hurricane will come this weekend. Nice one, Natalie. Great, great one. Okay, or you could say a hurricane is forecast for this weekend too. So forecast sounds great, but your sentence is also perfect. So we can use different verbs correctly here. That's not like this one is correct or this one is the best. It depends on what the feeling is you want to communicate. Let's see what else we have. Paloma wrote, he predicted the downfall of the company. Ooh, nice one. Great example sentence. Okay. Emmanuel wrote, the Weather Channel forecasted that today is rain. Yeah, so we often will say today, today there will be rain, or today there will be snow, or today there will be hail. So a natural way to say that, the Weather Channel forecasted that today would rain, or today it would be rainy, something like that. We use that. Erickson wrote, according to the weather forecast, we will have a rain shower this coming weekend. Nice one. Great job, everybody. Okay. Hi to everyone saying hello. Gasan on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. YouTube. Nice example sentences. Facebook, your YouTube classmates are doing so good. Where are your examples today, Facebook? You can do it. You can do it. All right. Now that we've practiced our key vocabulary words for today, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to go into the grammar differences for today, the key grammar differences. So before I go there, I want to remind you the team has created a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sale. This is for 1 week only. From today until next week on Friday, you can find the information about this sale at EnglishClass101.com. So you can find all of this information from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or up here on Facebook if you're watching there. So you can find all of this information if you want to study, if you want to start studying now with more of my lessons, if you want transcripts, if you want vocabulary tools, if you want spaced repetition flashcards and dialogue and your own teacher even, you can get that too. Check the information here. Now is a really good time to start. It's 45% off. Super good chance, so check it out. Okay, let me check the chat again. Some more examples are coming. I'm trying to read from different people. Great job if you are sending multiple examples. Rafika wrote, I speculate about my life. Okay, but I hope you have some information, right? So your sentence, the grammar of your sentence is correct, 100% correct grammar. But when we speculate about something, we have very little information, right? And you know your life, right? You have the most information about your life. So probably you don't speculate about your life, right? You can predict your life, what you think is going to happen. You can anticipate something is going to happen. Maybe you can bet. You can make a bet about something. I bet I'm going to get that job, right? So probably you don't speculate about your life. Maybe. I don't know what happens in your life, but maybe it's super crazy. Let's see. Valen wrote, is anticipation used with the word feel? Can you give me an example? I can't think of one off the top of my head, which makes me think it's not common, but if you have an example, please send it in the chat. Others, let's see. Hello, everybody saying hello. Renee wrote, I bet on business. What do you mean? I bet on that business? Like, I bet that business is going to succeed, maybe? Okay, let's continue to our grammar for today. Ta-da! Going to and will. So important to practice these from time to time. when do we use these two? Let's refresh ourselves because we love to practice this. First, going to. Here is the basic pattern if you forgot, or if this is new for you, you can follow along. Subject plus a be verb that matches the subject, like am, is, or are. I am, he is, you are, right? Then going to plus the infinitive verb, yeah? The base verb, no change to this verb. Don't put ing here, no ing, right? Going to be, going to swim, going to eat, going to succeed, okay? No change to the verb. To make it negative, we use not going to. It sounds very natural to reduce going to gonna. So I'm not gonna verb, or he's gonna verb, she's gonna verb, you're not gonna verb, okay? So today I want to practice when we use this one, especially to make guesses about the future. So the 2 stars I have here are the main points for today's use. We use going to for strong decisions in the moment. So that means right now I made a decision and I feel so strongly about it, okay? Second, we use it for guesses you feel very strong about. So this could be a guess about the future, but you think it's so important, or I really believe this is true. So maybe the theme for today's going to is strong feelings, right? When you have a strong feeling about something. So let's take a look at some example sentences. You can send me yours in the chat, okay? Let's begin. Let me get a red color here. Okay, first one. It's gonna be hot tomorrow. It's gonna be hot tomorrow. Here we have going to with gonna. I reduced it. You can use this spelling gonna in casual messages, text messages to your friends, family, to your coworkers as well, but use going to when you want to be more polite, okay? So it's gonna be hot tomorrow. Here's my subject, it. Here is my verb, it is, but it's reduced. It is going to be is my verb. It's gonna be hot tomorrow. Here's our base pattern right here, just in this little section. Okay, next one. We're not going to get to the airport on time. We are not going to get to the airport on time. Oh, no. So what's happening here? We is our subject. Here is the verb be, reduced. We are. Now we have the negative, not going to. Our verb is get. We are not going to get to the airport on time. On time, meaning at the planned schedule or at the time of the schedule, okay? We're not going to get to the airport on time. Okay, let me see the chat. Emmanuel, could I say about to do something? Yes, I'm about to do a thing, yes. So that's just a simple future tense statement, right? About your planned action. So that's correct. But today we're just practicing making a guess about the future, yeah? Or talking about our predictions. Okay, some of you are sending going to examples. Today, again, like I said, we're practicing making a guess about the future, right? This is not about our plan for the future, okay? Do you understand they're different? So yes, your sentence, I'm gonna go to place tomorrow, is correct. Is that a guess? Are you making a guess? Or is that your plan? You already decided that? Okay, it's correct. For today, we're practicing a guess for the future. We don't know, okay? Let's see what's going on else. The Black Eagle has one. I think it's going to rain soon. Nice one. That's a good guess. We don't know 100%, okay? All right, let's continue to the next one. He's probably going to arrive soon. He's probably going to arrive soon. Here's a key word, probably. Probably is used for emphasis, to show something is more likely or less likely in the negative form. This is a positive sentence, right? My subject is he, my verb is, he is probably going to arrive soon. So this means I have a very strong feeling I am correct. By using probably, I increase my confidence level in this sentence. So he's going to arrive soon. Sounds like, okay, yeah. Probably means like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to arrive soon. Okay? Others. Okay, I see many messages in the chat. You are sending me your plans. That is incorrect for today. I don't know how to make that more clear. If you write a plan, it is incorrect for today's lesson. Your grammar is correct. The meaning is incorrect for today, okay? So we are trying to express a guess about the future, yeah? Not a plan, right? Something we don't know about the future. So try again, you can do it, okay? Nice one, nice guess. I'm not going to fall asleep today. I took enough naps this morning. Nice one, I'm not going to fall asleep. Like you're trying so hard in the moment, right? Great example. So not a plan necessarily, but a strong belief. Great example. Paloma has a good one too. She's not going to finish the assignment in time. Great example, great prediction, okay? Rafika, your example, I have read it before. It is incorrect for today. Your grammar is correct, but that is a plan, not a guess, okay? Do you understand? Let's see, others. Facebook, where are you today, Facebook? No one knows. Okay, let's go to the last one. We're probably not going to have enough money. We're probably not going to have enough money. Uh-oh, okay, so here's a negative. Let's break this one down. We, subject. Are is our verb, our be verb. Again, we have probably here. However, this time it is a negative. We are probably not going to. Our verb is have. We are probably not going to have enough money. So again, probably is there, but with the negative, it means that, I think there's a good chance there's not going to be enough money, okay? So again, we are making a guess. We're probably not going to have enough money, yeah? So this shows we think there's a very strong chance of that, okay? All right, let's see some others. Erickson, what's the difference between going to about doing a plan and to talk about the destination? Well, do you see any destination in these example sentences? Maybe the airport here, probably not going to get to the airport, but we have this on time, right? We're talking about the time frame. Notice none of these are talking about a plan to go somewhere, right? These are all talking about a situation in the future, yeah? So that's a good indication, a good sign that it's about a guess, not a destination. So I hope that answers your question, okay? Ina wrote, I'm going to be smarter tomorrow. Okay, great. I hope that works for you. Good. Kashaf wrote, we're probably not going to achieve this. Good example sentence. All right, I love that. Okay, let's continue to the last part. I want to mention the distant future. Distant future means very, very, very far in the future. How do we talk about this with going to? Here is a guide, okay? This is not a rule, not a 100% rule, but just a guide to use going to, okay? We can use going to for data and information-based predictions. Remember predict, to predict, I talked about in part 1. To predict means we use some information to make the guess, right? So when you use data or you have information, you have evidence, and you make a strong guess about the future, you can use going to do that. Here's one example. Many countries are going to experience weather changes in the future. Many countries are going to experience weather changes in the future. Here, I have again, going to. Same pattern, right? So here's my subject. Many countries are going to experience weather changes in the future. So I have some data, I have some information to make this prediction, right? Going to sounds like a confident prediction, yeah? So we can use going to here. If you used will, many countries will experience weather changes in the future. It doesn't have the same feeling of lots and lots of maybe data behind it. I suppose depending on the person, someone might use will, but I feel that going to tends to sound more confident here. Okay. Andres, can you explain the topic of passive voice? Today's lesson is not about passive voice. I recommend you do a search on the YouTube channel where I have probably 10 videos about the passive voice, so check those out. Today's lesson is a different topic. Continuing, let's go to will because time is going quickly and I like to explain a lot. Let's go to will and compare with going to. First, our basic pattern is subject plus will plus the infinitive verb. So very simple, very easy, right? Subject will, infinitive verb, negative form, won't, which is will not, but usually we say won't, okay? So when should we use will? Point number one, we use it for in-the-moment decisions or in-the-moment guesses, okay? Maybe this will help today. In-the-moment guesses, okay? We just guessed. I just came up with this idea, okay? I just made this opinion. And we use it for weak guesses, okay? Something that we're not so sure about, okay? Let's take a look at the examples with will now. All right, first one, the weather will be hot tomorrow. The weather will be hot tomorrow, okay? So here we have our subject, the weather. Here is will and our infinitive verb, right? The weather will be hot tomorrow. So maybe we just used that in the moment, like we just noticed like, oh, the weather will be hot tomorrow, yeah? Or maybe we don't feel confident about it. So maybe you can see gonna or going to and will are both correct sentences, but they give us a different feeling about the level of confidence the speaker has, yeah? So if I say, oh, it's gonna be hot tomorrow, I sound very confident. I know it's going to be hot tomorrow. If I say, I think it'll be hot tomorrow, it sounds less confident. That's the difference there, okay? Let's go to the second one. He won't get to the meeting on time. He won't get to the meeting on time. This sounds like a guess I just made. I just made this guess. Maybe I heard like that he's running late from home, and I say, so I make the guess, okay, yeah, he won't get to the meeting on time, right? So here I have subject, he, won't, infinitive verb, get. He won't get, or he won't arrive at the meeting on time. This one sounds like a guess I just made in the moment, okay? Let's go to the next one. We'll probably arrive late. We'll probably arrive late. When you're coming to your friend's house, you're driving in the car or something, or you're on the subway and you text or call and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We'll probably arrive late today. I'm so sorry. What's happening here? We plus will. Here's the will right here. We will. It's reduced to will. And again, we have probably, and our verb is arrive. So we can use probably with will also to show the level of confidence in something. So here, we'll arrive late means 100% we're going to arrive late, and I just now realized. We'll probably arrive late means there's a very high chance of arriving late, yeah? So we'll probably arrive late. I'm so sorry. It just happened, okay? If we said, we're going to arrive late, it sounds very, very confident, and also like you could understand the steps coming up to that. Like, today I had so much work to do and I left the house so late and then I forgot something. Oh no, like many different steps. And now you can tell your friend, oh my gosh, we're going to arrive late. I'm so sorry. We'll arrive late sounds more like it just happened. That just happened today, okay? All right, last one, and then I'll come back to the chat. She probably won't come to work. She probably won't come to work. So subject is she. Again, we have probably. Here is my won't, the negative, and our verb is come. She probably won't come to work. Like, I heard she's sick today. She probably won't come to work. It means, again, we make the guess at the moment, right? I just now got the information, so she probably won't come to work today, right? So here we have probably again, but in the negative form, meaning there's a very low chance of coming to work, yeah? So she won't come to work. Sounds like 100%. I just made that guess, but she probably means there's a low chance of that happening. Okay, let me check the chat. I'll catch a cold tomorrow. I would say so to catch a cold means to get the germ, yeah? So you might say, I'll be sick tomorrow, or I'll probably be sick tomorrow. I think I caught a cold. That's a good way to express it. Like when you catch a cold, it's like the germ reaches you. So you're like, oh no, it's a one-time action. So I would say, I'll probably be sick tomorrow. My throat feels scratchy, yeah? Okay, others. Paloma wrote, he won't make it to the presentation on time. Good one. Kasha, very close. So I'll might be there. You've got, I might is okay to use. Grammatically, that's great. And then I didn't catch the other one. I won't apologize to you. Okay. Don't spam your messages in the chat. I'm checking everybody. You're going to get timed out by Control Desk. Okay. Stop it. Rafika, I see you. Oh, Control Desk is putting you in timeout. Okay. I don't see other examples on Facebook yet. Oh, someone asked the question about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. He said so he didn't have to say I'm going to be back. No. I'll be back. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Terminator. You can understand that as he made that decision now, right? He's just decided like, okay, I'll be back. Like I need to come back for something. And I very recently made that decision. If he had said, I'm going to come back, it sounds like he had a plan, but after everything that happens in the movie, he's like, I'll be back, right? He made that decision at the moment. So that's the reason he says, I'll be back instead of I'm going to come back, which sounds strange. It's very funny. Okay, let's finish because I'm out of time as usual. We can use will for the distant future, just like going to. We use it for a simple guess with little to no information. So if you have just a tiny bit of information, but you want to make a guess, just a basic guess, you can use will to do that. Again, this is not a perfect rule, it's just a guide. So here's a fun example. We'll have flying cars in the future. We'll have flying cars in the future. We will have flying cars in the future. So what information do I have? I have no information. Just I saw Star Wars or a science fiction movie. It looks exciting. So I can imagine we'll have flying cars in the future. How cool is that? Okay, phew. I'll end there. I will put a QR code now because I am running late. So if you want to get today's lesson board, you can get it from this QR code right now. Oh my gosh, hey, I'll get out of the way so you can get that in just a moment. Ta-da, there it is, hooray, scan it now. You can get everything that I wrote on the board. So I hope that is helpful for you. Okay, I have to finish there for today. I used up all my time as usual. Thank you everybody for your great examples. I will, of course, be back next week. Next week, I'm going to talk about, I always forget what I put in the lesson schedule. Sorry, everybody. Let's see. Next week's lesson is, oh my gosh, where are my notes? Next week, it'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. Set a notification so you get ready when this live stream happens. I'm going to talk about how to tell a daily life story with past and past progressive grammar. We love grammar, so let's practice it some more next week for life stories. I gotta go, and I hope you have a great week. Have a great weekend. Don't forget this amazing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sale, 45% off. Woo! Have a good time this weekend, and I will see you again next week. Bye! Hi everybody, welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alisha, and in this week's live lesson, we're going to talk about telling daily life stories with past tense and past progressive tense, and we're going to practice using them together. I know combining these types of grammar points can be challenging for many people. So today we're going to talk about when to use past tense, when to use progressive, past progressive today, and then at the end of the lesson, we're going to look at a sample, very simple, very easy story that you can use in everyday life. You can take the grammar points from this story and use it in your own life to tell your own stories. So I hope this is a really, really helpful lesson because you can use these when you talk to your friends, your family members, your coworkers, just to tell those small daily life stories, which are really important for communication, yeah? So as you join, please, please, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so other people can find today's lesson. That would be great. Send a message in the YouTube and the Facebook chat. If you are watching this live, I will come to say hello in just a moment. And while we wait for people to join us live, I want to remind you about our team's banner here at the bottom of the screen, which says, get free PDF cheat sheets. If you have not checked recently, the team has added a bunch of new 100% free PDF cheat sheets for you to download. You can click the link below the video. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see many of the PDFs that look like this. You'll see those soon on the screen. And you will get to pick all of them if you want. You can choose all of them. You don't have to download only one or only two. You can choose everything that's here on this screen right now. The team has added some new PDFs also. If you have not checked, come back to this page. You need just your name and an email address to make a free account. Then come back to this page and you can download everything. So these are great to boost your vocabulary. So check that out. That's at EnglishClass101.com. Okay, let's get into it because I have a lot to explain as always. Hello everybody who's joining. Hello VS, hi. Hamid, hello. Patrick, what's up? Neil on Facebook, hello. I see that one right now. Okay. Back on YouTube, hello. Inazuma, welcome. Rafika, hello everybody. Carlos, what's up? Great. Kashaf, hello. Oh my gosh, great. Hi everybody. Oh, I remember you from last week. Don't spam. You sent a lot of spam messages last week. Okay, let's begin because we have a lot to talk about. Okay, let's begin today with simple past tense. Today, I'm not going to focus a lot on how we make the grammar. Today, we're going to practice a lot on when to use the grammar. Okay, so get ready to type your example sentences in the chat, or if you're not watching this live, put them in the comments. Okay, let's begin. Simple past tense. When should we use simple past tense? First, we use simple past tense for actions that started and ended in the past, okay? They are done. They are complete, okay? If we look at this on a timeline, here is the present, the star is now. Today we're going to focus on this part of the timeline, between the past and now, right? Long time. So if we imagine these blue points here, right here where it says start, it's small, start and end, we use past tense to talk about something that had the start and the end point in the past. It is done, okay? This is number one, point number one. Two, it has a specific point in time or a specific time period it happened, okay? So we know when the start point was and we know when the end point was, okay? There's a specific or clear point in time the action happened, all right? Third, we can use simple past tense for repeated past actions. This I showed here in green, repeated past actions, okay? For example, every month or every spring or every year, okay? So today we're going to practice these types. We're going to focus mostly on the first use of simple past tense, okay? But if you want to, you can get creative and use the repeated past action form also, all right? So let's begin with an easy warm-up. Let's make some simple past tense sentences, okay? You can send your simple past tense sentences in the chat and I will check them live. Hello to everybody who is joining now, welcome. Okay, let's go to the first example sentence, which is, I went to the office yesterday. I went to the office yesterday. The past tense verb here is went, yeah? I went. This is the past tense form of go, yeah? Go becomes went. This is an irregular past tense verb. Here I have yesterday as my specific point in time. We use went and it shows the action is complete, okay? Got it? Let's continue on to the next example sentence. Control desk, can we maybe go down on the screen here? Thank you so much. So let's go to the next example sentence. We had coffee last week. We had coffee last week. Thank you. So here is our past tense. We had coffee. Yes, you can change this to the verb drank. That's fine. But we had coffee last week. Sounds very natural also. In this sentence, we have last week as our specific point in time, okay? All right, let's continue quickly on. I see some examples coming in. Someone on Facebook wrote, I went to the mall last night. Nice one, great simple past tense. Alex wrote, I said hello to the teacher. Great one, okay, nice one. Okay, let's continue. I'll come back in just a second to the chat. The third example, she helped me study. She helped me study. Here we have our past tense helped, helped. This comes from the verb help, right? This is a regular past tense verb. Help becomes help. You'll notice here, there's no clear point in time, right? In this situation, we can maybe guess from the context, right? Like, oh yeah, I know her. She helped me study once before. We can use it in this way. There's not always a specific point in time. Sometimes it's okay not to use it, okay? Like when is not so important maybe. We just want to mention the action started and finished in the past. This is okay to do too. Okay, let's go to the next one. They planned a trip. Another one that has no specific point in time. They planned, so planned is the past tense form of plan, yeah? Another regular past tense form. They planned a trip. When? We don't have it in this sentence, but grammatically it's still correct to use. We just want to say they did this and it concluded, it finished at some point in the past. Okay, last one. He didn't leave the house. He didn't leave the house. We could say he didn't leave the house today or yesterday if we want to. This uses a negative. He didn't leave. In the negative form, we do not change the verb. In this case, leave. There's no change. However, we change didn't, or rather, we change do not to did not to make the past tense form. Okay? So, we use this to talk about actions that started and ended in the past. This is very important. We're going to talk about a different grammar point in part 2 and how to use them together. Let me check your examples. Erickson wrote, I wrote a letter to my teacher. Perfect, nice one. I'm looking for questions about today's topic. Patton's Nerd wrote, I used to, so to go play hockey every day. Just say go, or just say play. Choose one verb there. I used to play hockey every day. So yes, you've used to in that sentence to talk about a repeated past action. Okay, a little different from today's grammar point, but I used to play hockey every day is okay. Inazuma Marble wrote, I helped her study last week for an exam she had maybe the next semester. So I helped her study last week for an exam she has next semester, right? You're helping her study last week and she has an exam in the following semester, maybe, is what you want to say. Kashaf wrote, I drank apple juice a day before yesterday. Very, very good to know. Nice one. And Patrick wrote, my mom bought me a t-shirt last week. Great job, everybody. Okay, looks good. So with this in mind, nice easy warm-up, let's continue to part 2, okay? Part 2, we're going to talk about past progressive tense, okay? So I hope that you're excited about this. This is a good one to know, good one to practice, okay? Also, if you haven't, don't forget, there's a free PDF page from the link below the video if you want to get all of those for free. I'll tell you again later. I'll show it on the big screen again. For now, let's continue to the past progressive grammar point. When should we use past progressive? First, we use this for temporary actions in the past. Key point here. Please write this one down in your notebook. Temporary means short time. They continue for a short time. If we imagine this on a timeline where here is the present and here is the past, a temporary action continues and then ends at some point. We want to talk about something that was a short-term action, okay? We do this with past progressive. Maybe you know present progressive. For example, I am teaching, right? Something that is temporary now, yeah? We can use past progressive to talk about an action in the past that was continuing. Like last week at this time, I was teaching, right? Same idea, okay? Let's look at the second point. They often have a specific point in time, but not always. They often have a specific point in time, but not always. So you can use a point in time or a period of time when you talk about this grammar point. It's okay to do, it's okay not to do. Just like in the first part too. Sometimes we don't include the point in time because we understand from the conversation. Okay, so we have some interesting points to talk about here. So let's get into the basic examples first, and you can send your examples in the chat, okay? First, I was doing my homework at 8 p.m. last night. I was doing my homework at 8 p.m. So where is the past progressive? It is right here. I was doing. I was doing. To make the past progressive, we use the be verb in the past tense plus a verb in the ing form. make sure the be verb matches your subject. So I was, or he was, or she was, right? They were, right? So make sure this be verb matches your subject. Then ing. I was doing my homework at 8 p.m. last night. In this example sentence, I have a specific point in time, at 8 p.m. last night. So I have this clear time the action was continuing. So this doesn't mean only for 1 minute at exactly 8 p.m. It means around that time. It doesn't mean exactly only for 1 minute, okay? This means around 8 p.m., right? I want to just talk about generally that time period, okay? Let's look at the second basic example. He was driving to work at 9 this morning. He was driving to work at 9 this morning. Here we have, where'd my pen go? He was driving to work. I want to write a red line. There we go. Okay, he was driving to work at 9 this morning. Same idea here. We have was driving. We have the was be verb to match our subject, he, ing verb form, and a specific point in time at 9 this morning, right? So again, this means around 9 this morning. This was his temporary action, okay? Maybe it took 30 minutes to drive to work, but we just want to say at 9, that's what he was doing at that time, okay? Let me check the chat real quick. Oh, great, some good ones are coming in. Saida wrote, I was cleaning the room when she came. Ooh, Saida, you're moving on to the next point already. Nice sentence, Saida, okay. The Black Eagle wrote, my aunt was making spaghetti at noon. Good, okay. Kashaf wrote, I was eating at 8 p.m. Nice examples, everybody. Oh, Natalie has one. I was preparing dinner for my family last night. Okay, nice examples. Now, let's level up. I have 2 points here to use to level up your past progressive sentences. They are using when and while to connect two other things, to connect two other actions. What do I mean? Let's look. So first, we can make an interrupted action sentence with when. I think Saida sent us a great example in the chat already. So what does this mean? It means we can describe a temporary action that is interrupted here, like on the timeline, interrupted by another past tense action, okay? So we can combine, we can put these two grammar points together with when, okay? This is how we use when together, all right? Very different from while, we'll talk about in a moment. Let's look at one example here. He was cleaning his house when the electricity went out. Oh no, he was cleaning his house when the electricity went out. This might be a new vocabulary word, the electricity went out. That means the power, the electric power in your house stopped, okay? We use the verb to go out, or past tense, went out. The electricity went out. So let's break down the grammar in this sentence. We have the past progressive here. He was cleaning, right? He was cleaning his house when. This word marks the point of interruption, okay? Tells us an interruption or a change in the temporary continuing action. Then we change to past tense. The electricity went out, okay? So we can use past progressive and simple past tense together with an interrupted action like this. We'll use when. I'll show you another example in the story in just a moment. Okay, some examples are coming in. Great. Inazuma wrote, she was doing her school project at 7 p.m. last night. Just get rid of that first last, maybe just a typing mistake, yeah? Pihu wrote, I was doing something when you came here. Okay, vague but good, grammar is correct. Patins, you have we was at highway, we were. Make sure your be verb matches your subject, yeah? We were, right? Was is for I was, he was, she was, it was. When you use the subject we were, yeah? Watch out for that, and then try again. Let's see, others. Pihu has another one. I was eating food when don't forget when the electricity went out, okay? Kashaf, I was doing my homework when my ink, good guess, goes out should be when my ink ran out. We say to run out of something when we have no more supply. Like when your ink in your pen, you have no more. we say it ran out. Why do we use run for that? I don't know. Run has lots and lots of uses, something crazy, like 141, I think. So don't worry if it's confusing. That's just the way it is. So my ink ran out. Erickson wrote, I was walking down the street when I got caught in the rain. Nice, good ones. Okay. Facebook, hello everybody on Facebook. I see no example sentences. Your YouTube classmates are doing an amazing job. Step it up. Okay, let's go to the last section here then. Simultaneous actions. Simultaneous is maybe a big new word, right? Simultaneous actions means actions that happen at the same time. Yeah? Very simple. Big word, but it helps us express something very simply. So what does this mean? Simultaneous actions with while. This means, I'll put this in green, we want to express two continuing actions at the same time. So if we go back to our timeline, good, we can still see it, we can imagine that these two actions are happening together. The blue line is one action, the green line is another action, right? So we can use while to express that those two actions are happening together, and we have to do this with two past progressive sections. Let's look at the example and you can send me yours in the chat, okay? So let me change back to red. I was listening to music while doing my homework. I was listening to music while doing my homework. We're going to talk about two key points here. First, I was listening, right here. Past progressive, I was matches the subject, I. I was listening, okay? So here's our first action, the blue line. Then we have while. Here's our flag word, the word that tells us there's something else happening here, right? It tells us two things are happening. I have doing, while doing my homework, all right? You might notice here, there's no I was. Oh no, is that wrong? No, because if your subject is the same subject, this action and this action, action 1 and action 2, if they are done by the same subject, you can remove the subject and the be verb. I was listening to music while doing my homework. Both actions, me, okay? So you don't need to include I was. You can say, I was listening to music while I was doing my homework. Perfect sentence also. But native speakers like to drop that. We like to make the sentence nice and short and efficient. So I recommend you practice this too. You will see this a lot in books also. So you can put two together. Just don't forget your ing form. I notice many learners forget the ing in the second action there. Yeah, so watch out for that. Okay, let me come to the chat. Oh my gosh, some examples. Okay, control desk, I see your note. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, some examples, and then I'll tell them again about our special amazing PDFs. So some examples. Inazuma, I was doing my homework while eating my snacks. Perfect. Where did it go? There you go, Patton. I was watching the teacher explaining past tense and playing games on my smartphone. You're watching my lesson and playing games in class. You told me. I appreciate your honesty, but you're here to learn, right? Okay, Pihu wrote, I was eating food while attending your class. Good. Minnow wrote, while doing morning yoga, I was watching your live stream. Many of you are doing other things while you watch the live stream. I'm glad you are here, but do you take notes? It might be helpful. Some others. My sister was watching TV while brushing her teeth. Good. John wrote, we were having dinner while talking about our day. Good. On Facebook, I was doing my homework when my mother called me, said Hannah. Welcome, Hannah. Nice one. Good. Perfect interruption one. All right. Phew, that was a lot. So let's finish part 2. You did a great job with part 2. Sorry, control desk, I'm going to move. I hope that's okay. We'll finish part 2. Yay. And then I will remind you quickly about this amazing thing that I told you about before. The team has free PDF cheat sheets. Free to download. I don't know how many, there's like 30 or 40 now. So if you have not checked recently, please click the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook, to find this page. You can download all of them. You don't have to choose only one. You can choose all of them, and download. You can put it on your computer, on your phone, you can print it and put it on your refrigerator, wherever. You just need your name and an email address to make a free account at EnglishClass101.com. Come back to this page and you can download everything. Go crazy. I hope it's helpful. Phew. Okay, let's continue to the last part. Bakri on Facebook has a good question. Can we use while with past tense also? So the question, I believe, is can we use while to talk about two past tense actions at the same time? The answer is no, because we have past progressive. The point with past progressive is the action is continuing, yeah? So we have something ongoing. With past tense, the action is finished, right? So we can't talk about two actions that are finished at the same time. It doesn't quite work. We need something that is continuing to use with while. So the answer to your question, Bakri, is no. We cannot use past tense in the same way with while. Okay, great. Let's continue to the last part, an easy part. Let's see how we can make a simple, super simple daily life story with these two grammar points. These are the feature grammar points here. Easy story. You can think about this and how to tell a story like this in your life today, okay? Let's take a look. Let's break down the grammar sentence by sentence. First, this morning, when I was making breakfast, the phone rang. This morning, when I was making breakfast, the phone rang. So, what's happening here? We have a couple things. This morning, when I was making breakfast, and we have this when, right? This was our hint word that says an interruption is going to happen. So you might also notice I put this before the past progressive phrase. It's okay to do that. You could say, this morning I was making breakfast when the phone rang. This is also okay, as we practiced here. You can also put it before the past progressive section. That's okay to do. So here's our flag, our hint. An interruption is coming. The phone rang. Here is my past tense sentence. Here's my past tense verb, when the phone rang, okay? So the next sentence, my mom was on the phone. My mom was on the phone. In this case, I have was here. My mom was on the phone. Or we could say my mom called me. So we have a past tense follow-up. Second, third, she was driving to work at the time. Here we have another past progressive. She was driving to work at the time. So at the time she called me, okay? Next, she told me some exciting news. Here is a simple past tense sentence. She told me. Following, she booked a flight to come and visit me. Another simple past sentence. She booked a flight to come and see me. So to book a flight means to make a reservation or to buy a ticket for a flight. To book a flight. In past tense, booked. She booked a flight to come and see me. I was so happy, okay? We finish with another simple past tense sentence, okay? So you can see how we can combine these two grammar points, just these two grammar points, to make a simple story that explains our actions in the day and how we communicated with other people, and we talk about our feelings as well, too. These are very simple grammar points, but they can do a lot for us, yeah? So we can use these kinds of words like when and while to do a lot of heavy lifting in the sentence, okay? Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm right on time. That's amazing. Let me check your comments then. I see a few. On Facebook, someone said, I tried to download, but I don't know where the mistake. You can maybe contact our customer support. I am not the customer support person, but our customer support will be happy to help you if you need a little bit of help to download these things. I would say make sure you log in to EnglishClass101.com and then go back to the page again. Make sure you're all logged in if you made an account. That's maybe my suggestion. Ty on Facebook wrote, I'm listening. So you've got a present progressive sentence. So to make it past, I was listening to your live while I was cooking lunch for my family, if you want to make it a past progressive sentence. Over on YouTube, I was eating dinner while watching the television. Very, very close. When you use while, Kidl, CPW, Edison Kid, sorry if I said your name wrong, I don't know. Make sure your second verb also uses the ing form. So not watch, but watching. I was eating dinner while watching the television. Then it's perfect, okay? Erickson has, I was watching TV while eating my lunch. Very nice, okay. Someone, I can't read your name, I don't know how to read the script. I was working, when my wife cooking, when means it's interrupted, right? I was working while my wife was cooking. Maybe that's what you want to say. And let's see, the next one, Paula wrote, I was learning English language while watching YouTube videos. Okay, so I was learning English language while watching YouTube videos is okay. I might say different grammar, like I was learning English language through or by watching YouTube videos. But that's, I mean, we can understand that one. Nice. Others, oh my gosh, so many. Susan wrote, I was thinking about my homework during I'm eating dinner. Okay, let's take out during. You're very, very close, Susan. I was thinking about my homework while eating dinner with my family. So I know that during and while have very similar uses. They are used to explain two things happening at the same time. But for grammar, the grammar we use for those two are different. So for today, to practice this point, I was thinking about my homework while eating dinner with my family. Then it's perfect. Okay, Inazuma, I hope that answers your question. During cannot be 100% replaced with while, but they do have similar points. I think I have some YouTube videos about this. You can do a search on the English Class 101 YouTube channel to get some points there. Okay, I'm a little over time, so thank you everybody. If I missed you today, I'm very sorry. I will try, as always, to make sure to read some sentences from you next time. But I have to finish for this week. So if you want to take a screenshot, if you want today's lesson notes, I will put the QR code on the screen from this button. Okay, so if you want to take a picture with your phone, you can do that here now and get today's lesson notes. There we go, great. So that will have everything I wrote on the board. I hope that is helpful for you. Okay, so that's all for this week. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. We got through it. Nice job, everybody. Let me see what I put for next week's live lesson. I'll be back next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, please Google it, or you can set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube to get a pop-up when we start the live stream. Hooray! Next week, I'm going to talk about explaining your habits, your good habits, your bad habits, and the desired habits, meaning what habits do you want to make for yourself? This will be a really good one. This is really good for like close personal relationships to talk about what you're good at and maybe what you need to work on a little bit more. So please join me next week to talk about your habits in English. That will be lots and lots of fun. Don't forget to go and download the free PDF cheat sheets. Oh my gosh, there are so many of them. I hope they are very helpful for your vocabulary. Go crazy there. So thank you everybody for joining me this week. Thank you for your great questions, your great comments, your great example sentences. Amazing. Have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets.